Football, not a beautiful game. Undoubtedly, the most loved in world sports now the world. But being football fans, them almost the action now the pitch of play. With the newsmakers, experienced analysts, we get unbiased opinion. So get the news, views and gist only on Orange Football Special. Hello Kushe and welcome to Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Tobi Kagbo. Orange Football Special, now the program where we tell you all written matter about football, both local and the international stage. Around Football Special, Canton TV screen every Tuesday from 10 to 11 p.m. on SLBC TV Channel 31 or SLBC TV Channel 31 Facebook page. Now, Priority Solution Limited, the power Orange Football Special, and the lead mobile telecom provider now the country, Orange the supporter. Just guess what? Just go out there and make yourself an Orange subscriber. Get received and join the Orange family because there are more goodies in store for you, way an Orange subscriber. Inside the program this evening, we can talk to the head coach of the national team, Coach John Keister. For the first time, we'll interact with him inside the program after we don't qualify the country for major tournaments in South African football for over 25 years. Within this mean for the country, you can tell we in preparation ahead of the AFCONs and in plans ahead after the AFCONs. And also, we get Martin Rusha-Conte now the studio this evening for help me analyze on waiting. Me and Coach John Keister, they can discuss now the program this evening. But I'll go for a quick break. When we come, I'm going to introduce me guests then inside the studio and we'll start with discussion.
What's una dey? So na too like this black man business. You no go believe. Some might even bring goats as gifts.
Oh my God! When na goats inside La Papa so?
I see our that lady all kind married in the attend.
Yeah, see, I will safe there.
Where we reach, all man they no say we don't reach.
To the fullest during this orange season of Boku Sweet Tindem. Now get ready for experience and enjoy life even more and more. Well, now the love down sweet.
Orange. Welcome back from the quick break. You still watch Orange Football Special with me, Mohamed Tobi Kagbo. Like I said inside the studio this evening, I deal with the head coach of the national team, Coach John Keister. It's a pleasure having you in the show.
Thank you very much.
And also with Martin Rusha-Conte, a senior colleague from the Fortress States, where they present CTN Sport. It's a pleasure, Martin, having you in the show.
Oh, thank you.
All right, I will start with head coach of John Keister, the head coach of the national team, Coach John Keister. Just take me through how the feeling been tally we qualify the country for a major tournament after 25 years.
I think that would be appropriate for Martin to tell you, what the feeling was like, in Conakry, because he was there. I saw the emotions. He would be the best person to tell you that. No, for me, it was actually about, I was asked to come in and do a job. It's a very, very difficult time. Difficult situations in a difficult environment. And for me, that was my focus. I didn't think, where we are today, people expected us to be here, qualifying for the Nations Cup after that long. I think already after the first couple of games, everybody had thought that would have been it. But I think, we had a bit of luck this time, as a country, where we, the last 4 games is giving us that edge, and we've gone into qualification and qualified. So for me, it was about, coming in and achieving something that, this was me setting out to do it, but we've done it as a country. Because down the road, there have been people that have been very, very supportive. They have kept believing. You know, they have looked at the mathematics around qualification after Nigeria and thought we had a chance. And what they've done was, is propelled that. You know, they've kept pushing that belief. We've kept believing, the group, the players, and the people that believed in it. You know, but today, you know, we're here, you know, looking forward to going into a major tournament as a nation, which is very, very important for Sierra Leone and growth, you know, to go and represent Sierra Leone in a very, very big tournament.
All right, after we qualify to AFCON, we see you come back home, start preparation early with the home-based players. Then just take me through how the preparation process don't go so far.
Football is an everyday development. You know, we have a group of players that are overseas. You know, they've gone back into their pre-season, you know, playing games and going back into their league. So it's very, very important that we carry on developing every day, carrying on improving on the players. You know, coming back, especially with our league being put on hold, you know, we felt it was very, very important that this is a period that we can use to keep developing these boys. You know, we've gone into this qualification where a percentage of some of these home-based players have been part of because of the predicament around the world, you know, thinking about COVID. So it's giving us something to think about around plan A, which is obviously players that are on the outside, and then we have plan B, the local base, which we're trying to improve to get to a level that's accepted, you know. So if the foreign-based players are not here, we have a group of players that can go and represent Sierra Leone. So I've always thought it's important that we carry on developing these boys, we carry on improving them, and we carry on giving them the education that they need in terms of their football development. So that's what I've done, and we keep doing that. And you know, we have a few that are very, you know, all the time promoting what we're trying to do because it's good practice around development. So we're very happy about that.
All right, I'm not just continue for talk to inside the program. Now just turn to Martin. Martin, the feeling is very much great to see. We certainly will make to Guinea, be there in Freetown, celebrate with the national team where you will qualify to AFCON 25 years. What do you feel say need for be done now and get to qualification to the AFCON?
I think a lot needs to be done now because we all been on the wait. Maybe 40 days for what the 1994-1996 African Cup of Nations where Salome qualify and qualifying back for the 2022 African Cup of Nations. I honestly think say this now a very good feeling. But I think say the honeymoon done. Good that John Keister don't try for make sure say it gets them boys here together. Also one good development now for taking the boys to the province, get a better pitch because the side outside they train is very, very much challenging. For train at the Shaka Stevens Stadium, same also for train back at the football academy. I honestly think that will be a huge challenge. But now going to the Kenema, base Nabo, good for the boys then. But one thing I honestly think say, I'm not get no doubt in John Keister when it comes to discipline. But this now an environment where they go back so we get a lot of distraction. A need for make sure say we start now with them boys there. Keep your eyes on them. Make sure say and get them how they want to. We don't say that these are mature boys say you can go. But you have to keep eyes on them. But make sure say you start to forget the Musa one because this is not a whole tournament to go for. We know we passed record at the previous African Cup of Nations. 4-0, Ivory Coast beat 4-0, Zambia beat 3. So this could be with second attempt. So you third attempt at the African Cup of Nations. So what we need for do now and for try for make sure say we plan well. Going forward also, when you look at the squad, we get a lot of strikers them. They're available, a lot of them are available. But the area presently where they look say we somehow need for improve on and get for do with that of midfield and defense. But it's good that they try to identify boys them because we don't cry say players they play now smaller leagues them. But now the area of big names now like the boy Issa Colon playing Italy, we get players in Germany where the technical team also they keep eyes on. And Kaikama of course of recent we will not say for the unattached players and this now one will be done they make noise of many football fans. So going forward, I think say this is a very good one. Now Kaikama will start for get playing time. We get other players them out there. I honestly think saying we keep eyes on and see how best we put ourselves together and make sure say we get more friendly matches than for play because that could able make the technical team identify new players them, give chance to players them will be fortunate for play against the Benin. Or players them will the coach will be fortunate for ever see for play. Give opportunity to them now. Can see them I think that it could be a very good a good step forward anyway.
All right. So Coach John Keister in June 2020, they were unveiled as the national coaches for the national team at the Shaka Stevens Stadium, where the Minister of Sports, one of the mandates now for ensure that to not qualify the country. Can it be a burden to you?
Well, you know, when you go into jobs, there are objectives, you know, and part of the objectives at the time was they wanted to qualify, you know, which is normal in football. I think you go into competition to qualify. You're not going there just to participate. At the time, I think it was a very big order because we'd already played 2 matches and lost that. We had 1 point, which could have been a possible 4 point, you know, away home to Lesotho and away to Benin, which would have given us a very good platform to build on. But again, that was a very tall order. But we took the challenge. You know, we thought, okay, you know, we're gonna go and try our best, which you can always do, approach. And we've managed to look at what we felt at the time was gonna give us what we needed. You know, when I came in, I said I'm gonna transition the national team. And I think a lot of people at the time probably didn't understand what I meant. But I feel at this moment in time, this is a transition we've gone through. I think if you look at the players that have been in the last 10, 12 years, you know, we've done very, very well, you know, in terms of representing Sierra Leone. We hadn't had the opportunity of qualifying. We've had a group, not as talented as our group, but we've qualified. It's probably because we've changed the mentality around, we've changed a lot of stuff around, which has helped us in terms of achieving this qualification. So yes, we after Nigeria, I think we felt okay, you know, with the groupings and the points, we just felt we had opportunities, especially after the draw with Nigeria, because the reality is nobody at all gave us an iota of what it is that we were going to get results against Nigeria home and away. But we did. I think for me that was a turning point in terms of what we're trying to do. So we are where we are today, and we've achieved that. For me, I've always said qualification was 2023. You know, even though I went to everybody saying, well, I said no. I still go back to what I came into the job for, was 2023. So if we get there a bit earlier, we'll take it and work around that. So we are where we are. You know, I just listened to Martin saying about friendly matches. Yes, preparations. Honeymoon finished straight as from when we qualified. That was it, done. We go back into work straight away. That's how I think, and that's how we work. I think what is important we're going to have friendly matches, very, very important. In those friendly matches, that's where we're going to introduce the unknowns. This is where we're going to introduce them. Again, we'll do that in the next 2 friendly matches windows, and then going into the final window, we will divide the group already. The players that have gone through qualifications, we know already. I don't need to look at Kai. I don't need to look at Kake. I don't need to look at Augustine Williams. I know them already. I need to look at other players out there that we want to identify. But again, I keep reiterating on that.
You keep mentioning unknown players, John Keister. So you get any some of those players where you go on for?
Well, when I say unknown, it's players that haven't represented Sierra Leone. They're on the outside playing. Okay. These are the unknown players. Not that I mean unknown as not non-playing football players. Okay. I mean unknown representing Sierra Leone. You know, we're talking about the Issa Kalon boy is coming in. We've managed to. But again, for me as a coach, there are times when I'm very strong around certain things. You know, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, there's Issa Kalon now. He wants to come in." Again, the question is, why didn't he come in before? So for me, I'm thinking, well, okay, now you want to come in because we've qualified. What if we hadn't qualified? Would you have come in? So the players that want to come in now, are they coming in because we've qualified? Why haven't they come in before? If they're coming in because we've qualified, no, I don't want those players. I want players that want to come in and represent Sierra Leone. Whether we're qualified or didn't qualify, but wanted to come and take Sierra Leone to another level because they can do that. So these are areas that we're going to look at. For me, I want that. I don't want us to take players to the tournament for their own benefit and for their own development. So once we go there, they represent, they make a move, that's it, Sierra Leone is finished. No. We want players that are going to come in and represent Sierra Leone. I think about what Martin just mentioned about, yes, when you think about going forward, we have a lot of options going forward. A lot of options. Okay? When we talk about midfield, okay, we're very limited in the midfield. We're very limited when we come into central defense as well. We're trying to identify. In terms of identifying again, do we have those players on the outside? I don't think we do. We have 1 or 2. Do we just need 1 or 2? What if by the end of November going into December, we have injuries again. What happens? So we've got a lot of work to do. There's not a lot out there at all. Everybody's saying, oh, but we're talking about similar players. And all the players are saying A is out there, B is out there. But we're talking about going that way. We're not talking about here. How many central midfield players a Sierra Leonean can boast of in outside? Apart from Kwame John Kamara at this moment in time, Alusai. Who else? Everybody keeps talking about Shaloba. Does he want to come and play for Sierra Leone? But that's one. We need more. But this is where I've always said, for us to have central midfield players to represent Sierra Leone, we've got to start developing our own players to go outside. We don't have them outside. But if we don't develop them here to go outside, if we hadn't done Alusai, the twin boy, to go outside, would we have a central midfield player? No. We cannot go on Afghanians to come and represent Sierra Leone. They have to be Sierra Leonean players. So the work has to be done. Forget about us qualifying. The work starts now for Sierra Leone football in terms of developing players again to come and improve the national team.
All right, Martin, you get your page where you look at more Sierra Leonean players, they only play abroad. How impressive you don't see so far that most of those players, according to what's in the coach, don't say most of those players, maybe the intention for can play for the national team, and because the country don't qualify. You just want to accept on what you say.
I know accept that because I just remember I think at the Congo when they qualified, they appoint Claude Makalele, one of our former player for Chelsea and Simuso Real Madrid, for being a sports ambassador, for go out there and sports players them. You can get a situation like that. You get player them where team qualify, the one can play. But we could say we could ignore them. But I'm not the coach. Now the coach they talk to. He know what team best for them. But we they out there for make sure say we report sports players them, we are unknown players them. We not ever we put on salon jersey. You understand? You know say we get so player and so country where they play football. That's our responsibility as sport journalists them. The coach in can look at the player and say, okay, no, this is fit for play. I need this player, I don't need this player. Whether I call the player, not call him, not to win, because we get the better know than we. You understand? We there for report by the players them. But for me, I think say the friendly matches them, you give opportunity to them. It might be they can give better option.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we don't get so many players. Get this two boys playing in the top tier league. I think from Cameroon now they don't come up with the Calon and this Bangura boy. You also get players in Italy. You get this Mohamed. Although like I said, the strikers option then Tuboku. The side we need for focus now get for be the midfield and same way so this just as the Keister don't say the central players in defender players then. So we need for look at players them way. Yes, I go agree say yes. These are because of we don't qualify for tournament. These are tournament players. But for so now we will not go look at them or give them the opportunity. I honestly think say that for happen. But it all depends by if the coach what in Keister and rest of the technical team they look for. If you don't get them, then I believe they forget the opportunity.
No, I think you're misunderstanding what I said. I actually said in the first two windows we're gonna introduce players them.
Okay.
What I said is I want players that are gonna come in and want to play for Sierra Leone even after going into the AFCON qualifiers. Yeah. I don't want players that are coming in now because we qualify now, go to the tournament, after the tournament, that's it. They don't want to represent Sierra Leone anymore. That's what I said. But yes, we're very open. We're going to look at a lot of players. We'll give them the opportunity. Like I said, we have a group that we know around. Again, Martin, my point here is I want us to bring players into Sierra Leone to represent Sierra Leone that are better already than what we have. Again, the jobs that you guys are doing a very, very good job because again, I have a lot of work like you guys are doing. I understand that. What we're trying to bring in, I don't want to bring players in that are not better than what you already get. Then it doesn't make a sense. Yeah. But let's bring players in that are better than what we already have and can improve the choices that you've made in terms of positions. That's what I want. Okay? I think every coach needs that. I don't want players that I'm going to bring that's not better than Martin. If Martin was representing Sierra Leone. So what's the point? Okay? Which means we're just overloading. We don't want that. To have quality, they've got to be better than what he's already been in. Even though I think there are players out there, but they've got to be willing as well to come in and represent Sierra Leone for the right reasons.
Right.
And to be, okay. I think now we not get that kind of resources there for get possible because get a sports ambassador resources not good for send and go scout out players them. One thing for happen at the football association, then they already get a technical department. Get person we go to make sure say they follow players every week for make sure say get statistics of the players them. Then they honestly go be of help to the technical team as well.
We're doing that. We're doing that as a group.
Okay.
I can guarantee you that we're doing that.
Okay, but that's
I'm doing a lot of the work that you're doing as well.
Okay,
you know,
very
because you know, much in this day and age, you know, you have to be very thorough around your work. You have to be very thorough. I mean, we do a lot of that. You know, I've come from a background where I know a lot of people around. So when these are developing, okay. Now when we talk about players, there's a boy that I've already spoke to that is going to be one of the boys that are coming in when we have the friendly match. It's David Cisse. You know, it was started at Watford, going into Crawley Town. Okay. You know, so we're going to bring him in as a centre back. Kenya should have had him. He went to Kenya a couple of times, but they haven't used him. Yeah. So we're going to try and bring players like that in. Again, we spoke to him. His dad is obviously a Sierra Leonean that played football here as well. So this is something that we look at. There's a guy again that we're talking about, Stephen Coker.
Yeah, Stephen Coker.
We're talking about him as well. Again, we're talking at that level. What you know, how do we convince him to come and represent Sierra Leone?
All right, I just want to bring in again Coach John Keister. Position the players in your second mandate. We take the national team 2023 and a key focus for qualify the country to a major tournament. Now we'd already qualified. There are a lot of players then they show interest that one for can play for the national team. How you want to forget about and as a coach forget more player, because the last time I talked to you, you mentioned a player like Fakati Dabo would play in England. How fast you don't go for convincing some of those players who can play for the national team?
Oh, I've done a lot of work, eh? Those, like obviously for Fakati, it could have been, you know, going into Benin, but he was injured. So that's how. But now we're going into a tournament. You know, I've got Kake, a fullback. I need another experienced fullback, a very good one. So Fakati is another one. So for me going into this tournament, I need two in every position. I need two in every position. So
the home based players then presently will get us one I go select Dunia, you know, feel say they in a capacity for going to AFCON.
Listen, I'm not talking individuals, I'm talking competition in the squad.
Okay.
You understand? If there are centre backs out there that are better than what we have, we're gonna change that. But they've got to be better than what we have. Yes. It's simple as that. Okay. So now, when you say that, I go back to Martin. Even though Martin, you're doing a very good job, let's talk central midfield. How many central midfields have you actually identified on the outside that are Sierra Leoneans?
Yeah, I think we just did for reports.
Yes.
We don't see them.
No. Yes, like your reports. Yes, how many central midfield I'm talking about?
Because like this, you mentioned a guy we just go Fenerbahce.
Yeah.
He's a centre back.
Yes, he's a centre back.
I'm saying central midfield to start.
Well, we will not get much.
Exactly. So if we had choices there, then we can say yes. But when you talk about central midfield and we're looking on the outside, apart from the ones that are there now, you've only got Chaloba, who can play there. That's one. So we've got to look at inside again. When we talk about centre backs, we're talking about Stephen Coker, and the boy I've just mentioned. That's two. But then again, it all depends. Is there any more out there? There isn't.
And Keister just mentioned how to go, because we get to inform our players then, because now the source is not available for let me get people and we go around, go be convince them. Keister don't stay in England, and I believe since I don't play key role for make sure say the likes of Kake and others the way don't come for the national team. They all get same role and play for make sure say they able convince them. We can also go back and look at how we able convince them players and if come for the national team. For now the resources not available, how we go be improvise. We get people them out there, we go get voice for talk to the people here. We get for make sure say we do that. Because we need them. We need for see them. Because you can't just call them, say when I can't play football, you know see them. So we just first get for identify people and way we know so we'll get voice for whom convince them. Secondly, we make sure say we get a friendly matches them go play. Call them come. Then I think the camp very, very important as well. Okay. We talk about government spending a lot of money, go Olympics not perform, but we get for make sure say we get waiting we want from we boys them. You can get because for Freetown and make us say happy when they don't go to the when they don't take the team to the provinces, the provincial part. Because for here there are a lot of distraction. Going to the provinces, at least the coach will get exactly what they need from them boys there. Because for here, when there are a lot of distractions. So we therefore also think about that. Because mind you, we don't go twice into this tournament, we only don't get one win, and they don't defeat you woefully. So what we will try for do now, how we can able correct us, how we get them wrong, and make sure say we try for get them right. So now that's what we think now, and see how best to keep go get successful tournaments anyway.
All right, to still the inside the program this evening, inside our next segment, we can look at how Keister going for approach the AFCON, because this is not the first time it go into that major tournament. There are a lot of rumors also with surround the country with that the one for training coach John Keister and bring Mohamed Kalon as the head coach for the national team. We'll go for a quick break. We can talk more on that inside the program.
We fumble, Orange like you. And because we like you, we dey introduce we first loyalty program when our Orange like you. The first ever na salon. This na for sure say we appreciate and love all we loyal customer them. Ready oh? Cause we dey can pamper you with amazing surprise them like you dream birthday party, data bonus, voice and SMS offer them. You go get VIP ticket to all program when our Orange dey sponsor. Tourist trips, discounts on prompt postpaid payment and boku other surprise them. Orange like you now we ball eye, you now we bosom, and you now we body.
Orange.
Welcome back from the quick break. You still watch Around Football Special with me, Mohamed Toby Kagbo, still with the head coach of the national team, Coach John Keister, and Martin inside the studio. They discuss the way forward for Leone Stars, where they don't qualify going to the AFCON for over 25 years. I'll bring you back something just kind of in mind quickly. There's a boy play for Copenhagen in Denmark. It's called Darami. We don't get any approach for him.
But the boys represented them in a lower level, so that's part of his pathway.
But like we just in his second comeback in the national team, you mentioned about transition the players. So I just the field say you got any interest in having Darami to the team.
Listen, we're very interested in bringing in players that can come in and develop our football, our national team. But there are certain players that you got to look at where they are. You know it's not possible for them to leave now. You know, you cannot have gone through the under 17 in Denmark, under 19. You see the pathway there, you say no, go play for Sierra Leone. I don't think that's realistic. You know, you look at a boy like Ake, yes. Now we've got, what's his name? Sule Kaikai. It took me 6 years to convince him to come and play for Sierra Leone. Idris Kanu. But now what is important now, we've got a group of boys now, they're coming in. You know, when we talk about we need people to go and look and meet the parents and talk, no, these players can do it to themselves. I play there, all they need to do is, what is it like down there? They say, no, let's go. They all come together. That's why I'm happy about that. We're breaking those barriers around, attracting these boys to come and play for Sierra Leone.
And so you mentioned that if you want to be part of the AFCON, you get to perform, you get to play regular in football club. Where you did. Now the league that don't put on hold, you get to start probably in September. This made the work difficult for you in selecting home-based players? Of
course, it's very difficult. I think, you know, I'm not even going to dwell into the league situation. You know, it's important that the league plays. As simple as that. It's important that the league plays. If the league doesn't play, it's going to be detrimental for the local players. It will be detrimental because you cannot just take players into a competition for not being active over a period of time. It doesn't work like that. And I think, you know, when I went into this job, there are things that you do. You're doing it because you're trying to achieve. Okay? When I was at FC once I set out exactly how the football club should be run. And we ran it that way, hence why we're successful. Same when I went to Eastern Lions, same when I was in the national team. There are things that happened with the national team prior to now. We had to give a little leeway because we want to try and achieve. Now we've achieved, things have changed. Things have changed. Okay? Again, you can see players going out now and trying to get clubs. They have to. It's simple as that. I cannot bring players in that are not active. Saying that though, somebody will say to me, well, Italy in the Euros, they took a goalkeeper that's not been active. But then again, it depends.
Yeah.
The situation, it depends. I cannot go and bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players into the squad that are not active. It depends. The situation and whether that is a need. So these are all areas we're looking at.
All right. I just want to bring Martin, despite a coach, but I think you don't get into football for over 2 decades now because they tell you come into journalism and be a young man. I think one of the departments in which so many people get concerned as I therefore bring back that to the head coach now with goalkeeping system, where we only hope now to home-based goalkeepers them will represent the country into maybe the AFCON competition. You know, if you said that an area so for looking so.
Sure. I think for me, honestly, I get for be honest in this. after Fabianski, we'll not get any other goalkeeper. That go be, I get for be honest with myself. We get another goalkeeper we presently is surrounded with this match fixing we get for do with Christian Coker. I don't know much about this. I made a guy way be the brand for LA Galaxy. I don't know if he's still eligible for men for Sierra Leone. I think for me, it's good that we get for look at options also for the goalkeepers then. After Fabianski, we not get any other goalkeeper we not get it right, but the coach know better than me.
All right,
he don't work with them goalkeepers in there.
I think
for me, I think honestly think so we not get better option anyway.
Before play against Benin, we see you self-focus in the goalkeepers that we get in the national team. You train them throughout before going to the Benin game. You get anything in mind or that give you more worry in your job that we need for bringing another goalkeeper before we go to AFCON?
We need to bring in many. We need to bring more and more goalkeepers.
Yeah, sure.
We don't have goalkeepers. It's the fact. We don't. That's the reason why you see the boys that I'm bringing in. I'm propelling a group of players, young goalkeepers that are coming in, trying to train them. We don't have goalkeepers. Martin mentioned about Hamid. Yes, 2017 when I was head coach, I spoke to him. I was that close. He was that close to coming in, and he changed his mind. From then to now, you're thinking, well, you know what happens or what happened. But then again, my question is, do I want to bring him in now, or does he want to come in now because we've qualified? Or does he still think he has ambition playing for America? That's another question. The other goalkeeper you're talking about, Christian, I don't want to get involved in that because that's beyond me.
Yeah, sure. I know.
That's beyond me. And that's why I'm not even thinking about him.
Yeah.
With everything that's going on with him, I'm looking forward to what it is that we can deal with now.
Yeah.
Because that's another, whatever it is, I'm not dealing with that. Okay? But the reality is, we're really, really struggling with goalkeeper. Okay. If you look at the under-15s that's going on now, I had a conversation with Courage, one of the guys that are dealing with it. And one of the things I mentioned to him around this was, we have to start looking at the characteristics around players' ID. When we're talking about identifying, that's why you will see in the under-15s, the goalkeepers that are in the under-15s, a lot of people are questioning and saying, well, they're not 15-year-old. I said to him, specifically, we have to, when we're thinking about goalkeepers, we have to look at goalkeepers over 6 foot, 5 foot. They've got to be big, eh? They've got to be big. That's player ID. Centre backs, if you look at the under-15s, the centre defensive position, the boys that are playing there are very big. Central midfield, they're very big. The centre forwards, they're very big. Because we need that in size.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what we haven't done over a period of time. That's why if you look at Fabianski, he's very small. Even though he's very good, but he's very small. So we need goalkeepers. So if we hadn't brought these 2 or 3 goalkeepers we're looking at again that are not doing very well, we're still in problems. We have problems in goalkeeping. So we have to go back again. It's like what I said. The development pathway has to change. For us to have goalkeepers coming into the seniors, we have to start looking at goalkeepers from under 14, 15, 16s to go through. Right. Look at the whole Premier League. How many goalkeepers we have? 18 clubs. How many can we identify and say these are not bad, but then it's about levels again?
All right, I'll just go for bringing him back. We'll look at this past Friday, before I bring Martin, this past Friday, we see them play a very competitive match at the Football Academy with the home-based team. Would not be a general impression in that particular game?
Listen, I think we've, again, certain things have got to be very, what is the word about it? We had, everyone plays a part in this achievement. We had a team manager that played a part, Christian Dauda, and then we have another one that's coming now that obviously is playing his part as well. He's coming with a different incentive, and it's worked. But for me, again, yes, I'm working with the local based players, but it's about time these players start achieving. It's been too long, eh? It's been too long. We have a few that's going into the national team, but we've had a few that's been around for a long time. I want to see these local based players start achieving in the CHAN competitions. It's important. We haven't. We can do all the training. I can remember when we had the Mano River Union match against Liberia. We had a group of players again. We lost again. So how long can we keep looking at the same home-based players over the period of time that are not achieving in local-based competition? That's a worry for me. It is a worry.
All right. We'll also be the part of that particular match then at the football academy. Let's just take a look at what may happen. Some of the highlights then will for catch where the Leone Stars home base team be divided into two and play a very competitive friendly match. That's now short clip of what may happen. Usai we see the national home base team we play a competitive friendly match with him themselves. I mean very much colourful now at the football academy. I bring Martin in on the Kai Kamara, done signed for Helsinki. Now feel one of the greatest clubs in the history of the Finnish football, and also now team don't play the Champions League football. What does this mean for a player like Kai Kamara?
I think for me it means a lot because we don't get many people on the cry say we don't want to see players same way on a touch for Go African Cup of Nations. These are some of the cry we don't get, but good that Kai Kamara don't actually get a club because for the talk about the African Cup of Nations, everybody playing part. In goal, we always remember say after 25 good years, that Kai Kamara take we back to African Cup of Nations. The technical team they play on part, we say John Keister also take you to the African Cup of Nations. But over the years, I think say we hope for see Keister in history. I make a always say this is a country where we live. We all think but we history day now we mouth or we hate. We not get archives because na digital world with this so. Get information the way good all they take. The SLF can provide that. We get this computerized system. If anybody want for know anything about Keister, I just need for go blah 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 blah. You get them from the footballer locally now. You understand? But these are some things I think say we need for try for improve on. I remember in the FC Johansson, a whole season taking FC Johansson to the Premier League unbeaten. In going back, we join the Lions, win the league unbeaten. We hope for see that happen back when they go the African Cup of Nations.
All right.
We hope for see that playing against Nigeria, Nigeria not beat them. A play against Benin also. Then you don't take you to the African Cup of Nations. They talk about the under 14. Just like what Keister they say. Now we for try for begin look at them boys there. I remember the Lampard squad, they are 10 rising star. When we see the all graduate now play from the national team, let we make sure say we not get this thing who don't become a custom to win now. After a competition, we don't forget about them boys there. Them boys there we get so many talents. Get people that will go by identify them. It's not only about the Western area. Take them back to the other regions. We organize a competition where will be of a national competition. if you have three teams same for mid region, we don't get a lot of team in players that would identify. Look what Liberia do. They just can't do a test of the under 15.
Yeah.
This in 5 or 6 years time, you go see them they play for the Liberia under 20, going to the national team. I remember I go Burkina Faso, the same thing happened. They get the opportunity, they fly with the following and go play other friendly matches them. But for Salone, that's not available at all. Until we stop for look at the financial aspect. Say this now what team we can't gain. We begin think say no, this will do these things for make sure say we see we country football after 5 good years. We see Salone the Equatorial Guinea, the Benin they would admire do like today. These are all projects. They get time say okay, this let me start from here. After 5-6 years now I'll go reach, and they don't reach there. But we all the time we come up a competition today, we say we'll go back to the drawing board. All the achievements over the past years now the drawing board. Now we only achievement that we don't get until we don't qualify to the African Cup of Nations. I think if we start to make sure say we get we safe rights, start from the under 15 boys there. You understand? We look at the female side. Mickey always say we get money them all where they come from. Make sure say we put ourselves together. We make sure we not forget the playing. This for them big thing of the past now. We go play a parade ground. Look at South national team. Do that so they go Kenya now. This all for them be in the past. Money all be there. I'm happy that the new administration don't come. Now 18% of that money they use on will develop the football development fund. So we get a lot within now. We there for Salone. Now we don't get another year they come now. So we get a lot. Now get people them around how we strengthen the technical department. Work with the technical department. Let me try first. We try to identify the pitches them, how we can able get good pitches them across the country. That will be a good starter.
Okay.
We look at we youth side. We look at the female side. I bet you if we get all the things here put in place in the next 7 years, we go down reach the kind level one Salone for B.
All right, let's just watch the reaction how you be like for Kai Kamara is signed for in Village Club in Helsinki.
Yes, I've officially signed a deal with HIFK Helsinki. That's in Finland. That's right. Man, look at my eyes. Yep, haven't slept. Obviously, it's 8-hour difference from here to Kansas, where I was. Jumping on flights right away to be here. And it's amazing. It's amazing, and I'm so grateful. But I would say thanks to some people. Jordy, thank you so much for countless amount of hours that you put in, working with me for the past, few weeks to find something. I really appreciate that. And secondly, Patrick McCabe. That's right, Patrick McCabe, my first ever agent in MLS back in 2006. And he brought this deal in front of me to open my eyes to explore another country again. And here I am, beautiful Finland, right? Beautiful capital of Helsinki. I'm out here and with the most historical club in the country. That's who I'm with, So I'm super excited about this deal. The people here in Helsinki, I mean, with this club, I can't wait, because being part of such a historical, club, all you want to do is add some stuff to that history. So I'm here. I don't know if it's jet lag or whatever it is, but guess what? My excitement, the flights and everything, it's going. But I've been working for it. I'm ready for it. I've been training, and just waiting for that right opportunity. And to me, this is it. And me and my family made the decision to come out this way. So super looking forward to this. And I'm in Finland. Hey, and all the Sierra Leoneans around Finland, make sure you show up to those stadiums when I come out to the neighborhoods. Kai Kamara, hardship hands, one love.
Right, that now be the message from Kai Ansu Kamara, the man who scored the goal and qualifier way to AFCON after 25 years. He done signed for a new club inside Finland we call Helsinki. So you coach John Keister, you been get the idea in having this U15 chatting for stars, which start nice so by the Western Football Association. How is it impressive with the performance of the boys demo you don't watch? You feel say going forward we forget to play international team?
Listen, I don't want to comment. I think what I'm very pleased about is these guys have introduced a competition, a youth competition. That's what I'm very pleased about. But we need to improve on that. We need to do more around that. I was having a conversation with Kurash yesterday. We've got this category running. You know, so there's a lot to do. Let's see what happens. There's a lot to do about it.
Okay, and then the fifth will get still more to do. Well, we'll look at again.
Not them. They have more to do. There's a lot more to do around it for it to be effective.
Now we don't go into the AFCONs with no plan for the AFCON because this is not the first time you go into the games of the biggest football festival in Africa. We're not the Africa Cup of Nations. This is not the first time you go as a coach. How much you know about the AFCON?
I have never been in as a player. Okay, but I don't know. You know when people say, "Oh, there's a difference between going into competition, going into this competition, going to this competition as a coach," I don't buy it.
Okay.
Listen, going into the African nations qualifiers is more important and more than going into the competition already. Okay, so what is the difference in experience? You're just going into a tournament now. What you were doing before is you're going into games. You're going into games. Now you're going to be best in one area and it's competition. So all you do is do your homework as a coach around the teams that you're going to be put in the same group and go there and try and see what you can do. Is experience along the line you're getting experience. So I don't know when people are trying to make a fuss about, oh, you need the experience or you need it. How do you get experience?
So if you feel get the confidence that you still go remain the coach for the national team to the AFCON in Cameroon?
Until I'm told otherwise. By the powers be. Honestly. Listen, it's not an arrogance. You know, there's a lot of who are about. I am very pleased, you know, that Sierra Leone has qualified. I am very open as to people want to come in and support. I'm very open about that. I think what really bothers me about this nation is the fact that instead of us trying to work together, we're trying to work against each other. And it's not us per se, it's the people around us that are creating all these situations. And that's the disappointing thing about it. We've not qualified for 25 years. Now we've qualified going to the Nations Cup. Mohamed has a lot to offer in Sierra Leone football. Same as me. I think people should be looking at how can we all work together to go in and propel Sierra Leone into achieving. Not people in the little corners thinking about, oh, then they can't pull Keister for Mohamed, then they can't pull Mohamed for Keister, then they can't pull Mohamed for Lamine. We've come from a difficult situation. Now we're being negative again as a nation, because you've got a minority, you know, that are sitting there because they feel if Mohamed comes in, it's going to be their benefit. Keister goes out, is not their benefit. Keister comes in, is their benefit. It's not the other one benefit. Why everything in this country is about benefits and interest? Why can we not think Sierra Leone?
So with my current relationship with Mohamed, even though we this rumor on the
I don't know why people are asking me about relationship. Me and Mohamed have always had relationship.
Yeah, sure.
We've always, and we will always have relationship. Mohamed is a professional, I'm a professional. Me and Mohamed have had relationship from when we played together. That's why we have respect. Mohamed knew what I did when I was playing, when we were playing together in the national team. But there's a factor there that think, oh, Keister can play 1 or 2 games for Sierra Leone. I played 16 games for Sierra Leone. Okay, I had my coaching license long ago. That's all not the point. The point is, why can we not come in together? We're all working for Sierra Leone. If somebody go tomorrow go achieve, it's Sierra Leone that's achieved.
Okay. So when I plan for the national team, I just want for all Martin shortly. When I plan with the national team going to the AFCONs, you feel after the AFCONs you go on for give chance or still come back and develop the boys them until 2023?
I came into Sierra Leone on the project, on the mission. My mission was to be part of the development. You know, but in football you can never say never.
Yeah.
I've always said that. I work very hard because I'm very ambitious. You know, I want to gain experiences. For me, after that, when I come back, I'll sit down and look at it. You know, there's always going to be opportunities for me. I know that. So I want to look at those experiences. Regardless, I'm not saying I want to leave, but I want to look experiences at different areas as well. That will enhance me in terms of, I want to look at where I can make a lot more impact in the development process in this country than where I cannot.
There are more football scout agents we can go into these games. You get any intention, if you get a big contract, you go and follow the national team?
Listen, you can never say never in football. You can never say never in football.
Alright, just want to bring Martin shortly. Martin, there are a lot of players we go on for play for the national team this time around. More like we don't get week qualification, but just one for base to the home base players. Them now know they play on a competitive league where they'll make the work more difficult according to what the coach say in terms of selecting the home base players, which if you say need for be done now for like we get an active league, we will make the job easier for the coaches them in terms of selecting home base players.
Nothing not gonna be done now because we don't see the league don't put on hold until September. So September 11 we will get continuation of the league. And meet the next calendar, FIFA calendar will be in October. So a month later, I believe say if we get games week by week, go able give coach option for friendly matches them come in October. And going to the African Cup of Nations, we know say the technical team we don't get a lot of option. You ask Keister a question. We get for do with this rumor way we don't go around. But it's good that we not sit down. We bring this come up because we in our journal we all know say we extend it. But we happy that the reaction of the public no one for accept short kind rumor.
Yeah.
And not go tolerate short kind rumor. Because we don't sit for quite long time. I go sit down. I'll tell you say happy today because me pick you are born 6 salon qualify for the African Cup of Nations.
Hey, you cry.
The beginning also cry anyway.
Okay.
But I think say this thing good. The only thing we for do now for us, we own 100 support to the technical team going to the African Cup of Nations. They will not bring anything we will bring distraction can to the team. Because now one thing this way don't they affect we over the past years, we make Salon they qualify. Each time we get important game, things were not necessary for lay outweigh preparation, to allow for outweigh preparation. And now one thing this way, we happy now, they don't put them to rest. And we know say whosoever be there behind this, we self don't try for make sure say we send a voice out there for caution people then. We take this opportunity now. We don't go the African Cup of Nations twice. We only don't win one game. What we for do now? And for we take the national team to another stage. How we can achieve that? Now we all unite and make sure say everybody give in support to the technical team and the players. And that's what we think about.
Right.
It's not only about being distraction come. When tomorrow, when the distraction outweigh with preparation, we turn back and point fingers at the technical team, forgetting that now we self don't be the one them we contribute towards this so they happen.
All right.
So let we just make sure say we give them support, we support the players them, the FA back and the government then their own side, try for make sure say they get the fund available for make sure say we play friendly matches there.
Yeah, I think I just want for PG to wait Martin say friendly match I think is very much important going to this game, and also they get a rumor that Comoros, Gambia also they in the corner the way to friendly matches. Can you confirm?
Well, those are rumors from you, so until I'm being told officially, then I cannot comment on that. But one thing I know for fact is there are going to be friendly matches.
So you get any country in mind presently? We're going for
I don't. I think we just need to prepare right. We need to get games, and the games will give us a lot more in terms of introducing players, and we look a lot more players. We have to. It's important, There are lots to think about going into a major tournament. There's lots of form, there's injuries, there's sickness, there's a lot of stuff. So we need a group that we can work from, if when needs be.
The last time we talked, you say we need to improve the squad. Which areas in the team you feel we need to improve before going to the AFCONs?
We've just mentioned we need a lot more depth in the centre back area. We need a bit more depth in the central midfield area. I think we need a bit more in the goalkeeping area. I think in the full-back positions, I think we've got enough. Going forward again, the other areas, I think we have enough. So those are the areas that we need a bit more depth in. So we're looking at that.
All right, quickly, Martin, we don't get all of the team we did forget from the coach that we need to improve in the team. I don't mention some of the department the way you feel say we need for improving going to the AFCONs. But finally, we don't get a committee before they look into all the affairs for the mind before going to the AFCONs game.
I think that left with the Sierra Leone Football Association for setup because we not get much time again. We first leader approach August now. So from August now we just get 4 months for go to the African Cup of Nations. I think just like I mentioned earlier, I happy John Keister are going to Bo Again, we not saying a big man in the kego, but get for make sure say they keep an eyes on them. Then self by the self can get a lot of distraction. Me the same way maybe at times not all time the coach they advise you. He told maybe they're gonna maybe be the best advisor and know waiting enough for it and know when for go to bed. All them things and maybe the advice myself. So you know it's not only about the coach advising you. You self look at something. Okay, I want to go to the African Cup of Nations. Waiting I need for do. If I be the go club like keep them aside first. If I involve in too much humanizing, like put them aside first. You get for advice yourself. Let tomorrow if you coach and pick you, you want to be enjoying. Hey, coach and pick me. What not the journalist your role? And the journalist get for God advocate for you. Say no, power for pick the coach. Give me your best advisor. Starts now from target August, September, October, November, December. Going to the African Cup of Nations. Give your best. Refrain yourself from things someone you know say go pull you down. I believe say if you do all them things a day, you definitely will get a ticket for go to the African Cup of Nations.
They wrap up the program this evening, but just want to get the final courtesy from the head coach, Coach John Keister.
I just want to reference what Martin mentioned about being a professional. I think it's very important that when you're a professional, you make a lot of sacrifices, and that's what it is about. I'm not going to sit here and say to you, your concerns are not. I think when it comes to us, I don't think that's a worry. That should be a worry with players. Okay. One thing I think we should know is, Martin, we have 6 months going into Cameroon. We're preparing the home-based players. The players that are there, we can only call so much amounts of players. We call 30 odd. The players that are there, government is coming in to subsidize on the monthly salaries. That doesn't mean these 30 players that are there, these are the players that are going to be there for the rest of the 6 months. No. We're going to keep changing it. We're working on a month. The players that we feel are not capable, we'll get them out. We'll bring another one in. This is why we're developing the home-based players. The players that we think are not up to the level, because you look at the players that we brought in, they're players all that we looked at from the Premier League.
Yeah, sure.
So we still got enough players to bring in again. So that's what we're doing. 1 and 2 are going out, we'll bring another one in. So that everybody knows it's about competitiveness as well. So we're going into bowl, we'll stay there. You know, there's no two, I'm not going to say to you, let them go and do whatever it is. We have rules. When we're trying to achieve, we're like this. Now we're not like this anymore, we've done that. It's done. So we just go forward. We're preparing for Sierra Leoneans. We keep working as hard as we have done. We keep preparing, and we just look to the future.
All right, to you, Martin.
I think just like waiting, we say we continue for make sure say we go with best of reports to the Sierra Leoneans, especially on the way like sports or football, going to the African Cup of Nations, and we make sure say we always they make sure say we go and talk to the players them. Report for players them who present in the salon. I think say that will be very good for the technical team. Honestly, that ain't gonna be me on last one anyway.
All right, thank you very much to the head coach of the national team, the great hero that qualified this country for over 25 years. Well, it was good for know that me said the part of the history we see me qualified to the AFCON. The first time we qualify, I mean I be just a kid, but now I mean I full-grown man for the country qualify to AFCON. So thank you very much to Coach John Keister and Martin for helping push the program. Till we meet again next Tuesday. Goodbye.
Orange.